The month of March is going to be kicking off with an in-game event, and this event is going to be featuring a brand new Pokemon along with a brand new shiny. But this event is drawing a lot of mixed reactions. There's a lot of people who are very disappointed with what Niantic is doing with this event, and I'm going to get more into that in this video. Alright, how's it going everyone? Jinsula here with a brand new Pokemon GO video. I hope your day is going really well, and let's get right into it. So let's talk about the first in-game event in the month of March, and this is also going to be the first in-game event for the new season. This event is going to be called the Powerful Potential event, and it's going to be featuring a brand new Pokemon, which is Kubfu, and then a brand new shiny for the Pokemon Charcadet. Now, this event is drawing a lot of criticism from Pokemon GO players. I think there's a lot of people who are just expecting a lot better from Niantic, and I totally understand it, because there's a lot of things that they're doing with this event that I do think is a bit of a misstep, but I really do think that the best way to understand these missteps is by, of course, going over the details for this event. The Powerful Potential event is going to be starting on March 5th at 10 o'clock a.m. local time, and it's going to go until March 10th at 8 o'clock p.m. local time. The featured Pokemon for this event is going to be Kubfu as well as Charcadet, and Charcadet is actually going to be getting its shiny debut. Now, if you want to get yourself the brand new shiny, all you're going to have to do is, of course, hatch eggs. Charcadet is going to be in 2km eggs, 5km eggs, 7km eggs, as well as 10km eggs, and that's basically going to be your only avenue for getting this brand new shiny. But if you're going to be hatching eggs, this is definitely the event to do so, because during this event, you're going to have a half hatch distance. But there's also going to be a free timed research that you can complete, and when you do so, the egg hatching distance is going to be cut even further to a quarter hatch distance. Now, spawning in 1-star raids during this event, you're going to see Gothita, Solosis, as well as Sinistea, and then in 3-star raids, you're going to see Alolan Raichu, Hisuian Typhlosion, as well as Sableye. Now, let's real quick go over that timed research. When you complete it, you're going to be able to get an incubator, encounters with Charcadet, which is actually pretty interesting, and then you're going to get Stardust and experience, as well as Kubfu candy. And then of course, there is that event bonus, which is the quarter hatch distance. That is definitely something you should definitely work towards getting. Now, alongside this free timed research, you're also going to be able to access a paid special research. It's going to cost $8 USD, or the equivalent pricing in your local currency, and you're going to be able to get 1 incense, 2 premium battle passes, 1 star piece, as well as encounters with season-themed Pokemon, and also an encounter with Dynamax Kubfu, which is going to be your second way of getting this particular new Pokemon. And then finally, let's talk about the max battle content during this event. I think they're going to be putting a lot of emphasis on max battles. From March 8th until March 9th, you're going to be able to get Dynamax Grookey, Dynamax Scorbunny, as well as Dynamax Sobble in 1-star max battles. And then also during this time, you're going to be able to encounter Gigantamax Venusaur, Gigantamax Charizard, as well as Gigantamax Blastoise. Do keep in mind that Gigantamax battles are incredibly difficult and requires an insane number of trainers, so you will want to coordinate with your local communities in order to take down either of these Gigantamax Pokemon. So yeah, even though this event is going to be featuring a brand new Pokemon along with a brand new shiny, it's not really offering much. And even with that brand new Pokemon Kubfu, it's one that you can only get from a special research, which in my opinion is incredibly lame. Now, I totally understand that this is a bit of a special Pokemon, and it's not one that would make sense to be spawning in the wild, but I still feel like they could have done a lot more with this whole entire event, because they're not even changing up the spawns. It's basically going to be just a filler event with not a lot going on, and they're putting a lot of emphasis into hatching eggs once again, because when it comes to that brand new shiny Charcadet, it's going to be one that you could only obtain by hatching eggs. That's incredibly lame, and I do think that it is a huge misstep on Niantic's part. They could have done a lot more with Charcadet. They could have had it as maybe like a research task reward, if anything, or maybe they could have included it in raids or something like that. I feel like there was a lot more that they could have done, but they chose to go with a more of a lazy route when it comes to this event, and I think that's incredibly disappointing. But I totally understand that this is going to be the very first in-game event after Pokemon GO Tour, and it's probably going to be one where they expected a lot of players to skip it out because people are probably going to want to recover from all of the festivities from the big major event. And I totally understand that. It typically is that way, where the first in-game event tends to be very low-key whenever it is after a major event like Go Fest or Go Tour. But at the same time, I still feel like they could have done a lot better. That's just my own personal opinion, and I do think a lot of players out there also agree with me because the reactions have been very mixed when it comes to this event. I think a lot of players are just feeling really disappointed because at the very least, they could have at least changed the spawns up, but they didn't even decide to do that. But in any case, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know your thoughts regarding this event down below. Are you disappointed by this event? Do you feel like Niantic could have done a lot more? And if you think that, what is the particular thing that you feel like Niantic should have done? Definitely mention it down below in the comments, and let's have a great discussion. Thank you so much for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really hope you enjoyed it. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe if it's your first time here, and don't forget that little bell so that you can stay up to date on whenever I upload videos. Real quick, let me give a shout out to all of my patrons on Patreon. You make this channel content possible. If you want to support the Jinsula channel, the absolute best way you can do that is by joining my Patreon. If you decide to become a paid Patreon member like the people you're going to see on the bottom of your screen, then I'm going to add you to my Pokemon GO friends list. And when it comes to remote raids in the friendship system, I will always prioritize you over everyone else. So if you want to play Pokemon GO with me, do consider joining my Patreon, and the links to that are going to be in the description below. And if you want to support my channel in a completely different way, you're always welcome to do that by joining my social media, or at least following me on social media. My handle is @Jinsula. I'm on the platforms that you see on the bottom of your screen. Go over there and give me a follow, and you'll have access to some exclusive content, and you'll be able to catch up with my daily life. With all that said, that's going to be it for this video. I'm Jinsula. Be safe, have fun, and love yourself, and I'll catch you all later.